Today on Canadian History X, I'm going to be looking at a school found just to the northeast of Edmonton. This school was built in 1937 by Romanian immigrants, and for its time it was the largest rural school in the entire province. It still stands to this day, and it's a beautiful structure, so let's learn a little bit about it. But first, I've driven around Alberta from the far north to the far south on my historical tour, and I still haven't covered all of the areas that ExploreNet covers with its internet service, including the new LTE network that features unlimited data and up to 50 megabits per second of download speed, which I have at home and I'm very thankful for. Back home, I love streaming movies on Netflix or Disney+, playing video games with friends, or doing interviews for my podcast and YouTube channel. In places like Harry Hill, there are towers that ExploreNet has to provide fast, rural internet to the area. It is towers like that that help me enjoy the fast internet back home near Stony Plain. When I am home putting together this video and uploading my podcast episodes, I will have ExploreNet's excellent network to ensure that my content uploads quickly and easily. ExploreNet's internet has allowed me to run my business from my rural home, and it has only been getting better and faster over time. ExploreNet is a rural internet provider, and that is their root and that is their sole focus. For more information about the new, faster, rural internet options in your area, I recommend you go to explorenet.com or call 1-866-285-2253 or click the link in the video description. Now, let's learn about that school. West of Edmonton, just north of Harry Hill, there is a past community of Boian, which has a fascinating history. Boian began when Romanian settlers came to central Alberta in the late 19th century looking for a better life for themselves and their families. The community of Boian would become the oldest Romanian settlement in Canada and the first in Alberta. And the settlers came from Boian, Romania, and they gave their new home the same name as their old home. The new settlers would encourage more of their friends and families to come to Canada through the letters they sent. In 1899, 2 new groups of immigrants arrived, traveling by wagon. The journey was long and hard. They first took a train to Hamburg, then a boat to Halifax, then a train to Edmonton, and finally walked or rode wagons to their new home. While a church would be built in 1905, which still stands to this day, I'm focusing on the school. In 1909, a local school was needed to educate the growing number of children in the area, and a decision was made to build a new school. Through volunteer labor at a cost of $1,100 for lumber, supplies, and more, the school was built. The school would serve its purpose, but by 1917 it was becoming crowded as older students were remaining at the school longer. Families were quite large too, with 5 or 6 children all attending school at one time. A new room was erected, and for the next decade that school served the community. Unfortunately, in the mid-1930s it burned to the ground, and it was replaced by a new school, and that brings us to the current Boian School. Boian School stands today because of the work put into the construction and the care the residents of the area put into keeping it from falling into disrepair even after its school days were over. Unlike other schools at the time, this 2-story school was built with brick, and that has allowed it to stand the test of time. When it was built, it was the largest rural school in the entire province. Located near the school, you'll also find the Boian Pioneer Museum. This open-air museum preserves the artifacts, documents, and family histories of the early Romanian immigrants to Alberta. The museum features the Harvest Machinery Hall, a main exhibition hall, a dugout shelter, and the Fedoric House.